Hey, I'm Pastor John. This week we're talking about how we see God as a sweet old man. It's one of those things where we look at God so often, and when we see Him, as we contemplate Him, as we interact with Him, we kind of like to keep him in his own compartment. That's what I like to call the sweet old man. You see, this image, this idea is God as this guy down in Florida playing shuffleboard. He's in retirement. He's about ready to kick the bucket in our lives. We even have things in quotes that are out there that say God is dead. And in many ways we do treat God as he's dead sometimes. He's only alive to us when we need him, when we want him, when we think that he's important. Think of it this way. Your family might have a Bible, and how often does the Bible just sit there, and when you look at it, you go, oh, I remember God. Or here's another good one. We have pictures of God, just like we have pictures of our dead relatives in our house, and we have them up there, and we look at him, and we say, oh yeah, I believe in God, but then our lives don't reflect it. Another way to think about this is think about it this way. God is the perfect grandpa. You can call him, you can ask for stuff from him, but it's little commitment. He's not there very often. He's usually off doing some fun stuff, retirement stuff, but when you need him, he's just a phone call away. When you want to talk to him, he's just right there. What I challenge you guys to do today is, in your small groups, talk about how we can knock down that God. In fact, how can we actually have a funeral for that image of God? And say, yeah, that God is dead. The God that I worship is in my life 24/7. He interacts with me. He relates to me. He loves me. And he cares about me. And he's not a God down in Florida just living out retirement. But he's a God that lives in my heart, living out my life in me. I just got back from a trip to Florida, and I have to tell you, as I walked around down there, life is different down there. Life is really different down there, especially for the elderly folks. They're kind of just doing whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. Life can seem really, really boring, really out of touch. In many ways, they're not in line with what's going on with the pulse of the world. And that's not the God we worship. The God we worship is relevant. He's in our lives. He knows us. He respects us. He created us. And he's intrigued by us. He's not a God that's saying, oh, well, internet, cell phones, all those stuff. Well, when I was on the earth, those didn't exist. The biggest problem we had was trying to figure out where to go to the bathroom and not getting in our house. Or, what sandals to buy because mine broke down. Or how we got from here and there without a car. That's not the God that we worship. Just because Jesus came 2,000 years ago doesn't mean that he's not relevant 2,000 years later. You see, these things that we deal with today, the good stuff like cell phones and internet and video games, and the bad stuff like, pornography and lust and wars and earthquakes and biological warfare, whatever it is. God doesn't look at that and say, I don't get it, you deal with it. And God says, I get it. And through it all, no matter what this world throws at you, Jesus, me, God in the flesh, is still the answer. Hey, I want you guys to talk more about this in your small groups. So get together with your small group and enjoy this conversation as we peer into God as a sweet old man. And we put to death that image. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.